Welcome to another episode of What Even Is D&D. Today, we are going to talk about character death. Now, there are two different types of character death, and we're going to mainly focus on one. There are player character deaths and non-player character deaths. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned in the past what player character and non-player characters are. Player characters are what each player plays as, and non-player characters is everyone else in the world. We're going to focus on player characters. Now, before we get deep into this, I just want to start by saying it is okay to feel any certain way about your character's death. Should that come up, depending on who you are and how deeply you've invested into this character, time, emotion, mm, you know, spoons, or mental stress, you might feel some sort of way when this character dies, just as you would if a character in a book died, or a movie, or even someone you know in person. You become attached to a character. Now, not everybody does, but you can become very attached to a character, and it's okay to feel for their death. Now, dealing with it emotionally versus other ways, it's okay to feel any certain way, and as long as you don't bring that into reality to a point where it's bad for you or somebody else, that's fine. um, it's okay to feel upset, and you're allowed to do that. If somebody's going to make fun of you for that, that is a red flag for them. You are fine feeling however you want to feel about your character's death. Now, it is possible there are ways to save a character even after they die in Dungeons and Dragons, assuming that the dungeon master allows those things in the world they've set up. Uh, you know, there are revives, there are deals to be made with patrons and demons and devils and ancient ones. Um, but sometimes some people will just want to let their character rest too. Now, we're going to go through a few different scenarios. Let's say you want to bring your character back. You can talk to the party. You can create a temporary character so you can still be a part of the game in the meantime, unless you want to take a break. Um, there is also potential for some sort of adventure in exchange for um, bringing the character back. So if there's a cleric that needs you to go out and get the ingredients, or if it's a patron, it's like you do this favor for me. Same with demons or devils or whatever. Uh, there's even the possibility of, well, we're going to go and get them back somehow. We delve into another plane to take them back and reunite them with their body. Whatever. Um, all this can be fun. All this can be challenging. However, there is also the possibility you can talk with your DM ahead of time if your character is one that you do not want to die, but you're willing to move on from them. You can say, hey, I was thinking, is it possible that if there's a situation where my character is going to die, you save him somehow, and I start a new character and he retires. But if that's not the case, if there's not a way to bring the character back and they're not, you're not retiring the character, there's dealing with it. Now, this can be both sad and exciting. Sad, obviously, you lost your character, but exciting because you get to make a new one. There is so much potential for a new character, starting off You can do something you haven't done before, or if you just want to keep playing the same character, you can either roll up the same character, and this is Ron. He is the brother of Rob, who was the berserker who just died. He's come to take up arms in his brother's name. Finish what he started. Whatever. Or you can start a new character. But don't just gloss over it and don't push anything down. It's okay to feel, like I said, and it might be nice to take everybody to the tavern and have a drink in the character's honor. Uh, a lot of DMs will give you a chance to give parting words, take care of somebody for me, get vengeance for me, take him down for me. Anything's possible. But they're not going to let you give like a whole huge monologue, most likely. Some might, but it's nice to be able to do some parting words and be able to get some closure somehow. Some people will have a funeral in game. Others will just move on. And it depends on who you are, who the DM is, and your group, and how you all want to handle it. But communication is really important for this. And it's not just you who might be hurting over your character's death. There is the possibility that your fellow players, or even your DM, might hurt because they really cared about this character. They just felt so deeply about them. So talking to everybody is so important. Now, something else I didn't mention is there are other ways to bring your character back, other than, bringing him back as he was. This can go in line with making the deals, or it could go along with dark or nefarious means. You can bring your character back with flaws or detriment or something that makes your character different than they were before. Maybe you bring them back as an undead, a zombie, or maybe in making the deal, you had to give up something. So you gave up all the experience that you've earned up until now, or the levels, or the class. I will never wield my rage again, and they can't be a barbarian anymore. Or maybe they come back as some sort of monster, but they're still them. There's a lot of different ways to go about this, but you can just as easily let go and move on. How you want to deal with it is completely up to you, and that's all right. Up to you and your DM and party. Again, communication with your group is very important. So talk to them, and maybe talk to everybody before it happens. It's okay to talk to them after too. Pause the game. Say, hey, can we take a time out? I need to, if my character's going to die, can we, or after my character dies, can we, it's okay. Communicate. And it could also be a total party wipe. So all this might be a moot point, but don't your tone will most likely set the tone of your character's death. So how you react to it can be important too. Now, I haven't had a whole lot of character death myself. I have had a bit of an issue with my character being the only one that survived for the longest time. But it can be tough, especially if it comes at the hands of a fellow player or feet. So, again, talk to your group. It's good to get this out of the way early, but it's okay to communicate after the fact too. Now that being said, that's about all I have on character death. So, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, please like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And also, if this is where you've started, I have a playlist that's going to pop up somewhere along with a recommended video and the subscribe button. Check out the playlist. It will help you out if you are new to D&D. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next What Even Is D&D.